On the first day of the Chinese New Year, the family is the host, receiving relatives and friends visiting the family. They stay there for about 5 minutes, chatting, eating 吃东西, as they say in Chinese, means eating sweet stuff, orange, traditional Chinese foods, peanuts, anything that is served on the table. As you can see in here, one of the traditional ones is that you offer the tea, hot tea, because normally on the Chinese New Year it's cold, actually down to freezing point at 0 degrees to 5 degrees, probably maybe 10 degrees at sometimes in a day. In the place where I often celebrate the Chinese New Year, it's a remote village. It's called the PingTian, located in the outskirts of NingYuan County in Yongzhou Town in the Hunan province in China. So a hot tea is quite important when the relative friends visit the family. When the relative is a guy and young enough, they offer the cigarette, like the cigarette in here. That is only for offering to the man, but I never seen that they offer that to a woman. Offering a cigarette actually is a kind of tradition that's not only during the Chinese New Year. Like I met someone and then they offered a cigarette. This cigarette in here, just like a sign of friends, instead of hey ni hao ma, how are you? They don't do that actually. They offer a cigarette. And during the Chinese New Year, it looks like that the cigarette brand is mother. It means that the brand is matter enough. The higher the brand, a known brand, it means you are not cheap, you are offering something valuable. As you probably know that during the Chinese New Year, it's the biggest migration. They call it sometimes as the Exodus. And many people working in the big city, coming back to their hometown, and then they will going to celebrate the Chinese New Year together. In as much as the same way during the Christmas days, like my fellow overseas Filipino worker who is working in China or around the globe, they try to go back at Christmas days to celebrate with their family, whether they are in the Philippines or probably in other country like America or Europe. The essence of that, on Christmas Day or Chinese New Year, family members will tend to go back to their hometown and celebrate with their loved one. So you can imagine that relatives will come into your home and they'll stay together eating and talking about something. And what are those somethings they are actually talking about? So let me give you top 3. The most topic they are talking about, disclaimer, this is only my observation and opinion based on a specific spot, a tiny village. Again, I mentioned it, in a remote village in NingYuan County in the town of Yongzhou, Hunan, China. Number 1, house. So house is something that it relates now to a kind of investment. It means making money, because I've seen in NingYuan that the houses are basically booming. They are building houses in NingYuan, and people are talking about let's have a house in NingYuan, let's buy a house in NingYuan. Thinking about what makes that a huge development in NingYuan. Whenever the houses goes, progress goes, and a better way of living goes. So number 2 is about car. Car right now is quite necessities in this place in NingYuan, in the remote village. So they talk also about cars, but not just simply a car. What's the model of the car, the brand of the car, like Tesla, like a BMW, Audi, so on and so forth. I hardly hear them talking about Ferrari or Bugatti. No, Never heard about. But number 2 is the car. So what's number 3? It's stock market. This one I probably can't say too much about it, but stock market is absolutely a kind of money making. Top 3 guys being talked during the Chinese New Year's when relatives visiting each houses, jumping from house to house within the circles of the relatives. Well, it should be good also to discuss about top 3 that they are avoiding to talk during the Chinese New Year's. So, number 1, they don't talk about sex. Okay, number 2, they don't talk about politics. And what is number 3? No gossiping. With my limited understanding, I never heard they are talking about these 3 things. Top 3 they talk, top 3 they don't talk. Well, China is a huge country. I hope that I will have more time to visit other provinces like Sichuan probably, or Hunan, or in the north, in that so-called nearby Russia. I forget about the name already. Heilongjiang, which is a very, very cold one near Russia. Well, I hope that I have more time, the strength, and the luxury and money to visit this place to understand more different ways of celebrating the Chinese New Year. So for this one right now, I'm going to sign off right here because the car is coming right now. I'm going back right now to Guangdong in Shenzhen where I work because it's gonna be a working day on the 6th of February, so I need to catch that one. I don't want to miss it because sometimes there is always a lucky in every numbers, like 6 is something meaning, so I have to go back to work because that will be a lucky day and I'm going to be lucky for the whole year. You get it, guys? You get it. So guys, stick around, keep watching my Chinese videos, wonderful videos in China, my DIY travel inside China, and of course, my overseas Filipino worker work-life journey. Bye for now and see you in the next video. 再见，再见。